Ladies and gentlemen, and we're back. Unfortunately, our arena has had to be evacuated because it is currently on fire. Well, no, it's not.
Not quite.
It's on fire because of the quality of the Starcraft going on right here.
It is. It's very, very good. And we're going
Sadly,
to have another good
time.
game now. Genius versus PredY. What else?
We'll go with PredY, I think.
PredY,
yeah.
we'll call him
PredY sounds reasonable,
okay,
yeah.
So let's have a look, because I know PredY hasn't been playing that much. In terms of tournaments, that is, the competitive scene. So I'm actually just going to look at his last season's game count. Yeah, not looking too good. Last season played 150 games.
Well,
in a season.
that is on ladder, so you never know. He may be practicing with others, but...
Well, I don't know. He's been very inactive in 2011. In 2010 and in the BT, he was actually doing rather well. You know, top 2, top 3 in a lot of online tournaments.
Yeah.
But compared against a player like this, a consistent Code S Protoss...
That's pretty scary.
It's going to be very, very hard for PredY for sure. PredY.
Yeah, we'll go with PredY for the moment. I'm interested in seeing how he's able to cope with Genius, and I'm also interested to see what Genius has in store for European Terran right here.
Indeed, and Genius, BlizzCon champion 2010, baby. You know, and he's been such a consistent, like I said, Code S throughout the year. Nobody really looks at Genius and be like, this guy's really good prospect. It's like, no, it kind of gets undershadowed. He just goes in up and down matches, goes back up and down matches, goes back up. But he's stayed in Code S for so long, and only with the new system change has fallen down into the round of 32 Code A.
Yeah, and honestly, even being there, that's scary. You know, you survived in Code A. You survived in Code S for this long. You're still surviving in Code A. That's still a pretty big deal, honestly, and PredY will be hard-pressed, so we'll see how he does. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to bring you Complexity MVP Genius. He is in the red trunks, and he is playing Protoss to the north of the Metalopolis. Versus his opponent in the close air positions, it is PredY. He is in the blue trunks, playing Terran to the east.
And, I mean, I don't know, like, PredY exactly how he plays, because literally it's so difficult to find how he plays recently. Yeah. You can search for old replays and old YouTube videos of him, but most recently, this kid's, like, relatively unknown. He's, like, done nothing. The only times I remember him playing was in Dreamhack Summer, where he did actually advance from the groups, and I don't know how he did that, and I don't think he knew, but he did. So that was a fantastic result from him. Unfortunately, met the Dreamhack Summer champion, Huck, in the first round. So
surprise.
That's rough.
Someone's got to, I guess. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain for him, but yeah, it's good that he managed to get through that. Now, Genius, as you've said, an incredibly skilled Korean, so this is going to be scary for PredY. You never know, though. Sometimes we see Koreans underestimate or just misread European builds, so PredY may be able to pull something interesting out of his hat here.
Yeah, I mean, the best kind of style to play, especially within these positions, which he doesn't quite know yet, is probably 2 barracks or going directly for 1-1-1. Barracks, factory, starport, tanks, banshee, and so on. In these positions, it's a very close distance between natural and natural, so that will maybe something that PredY, because I don't think that PredY will be able to go into the super late game against a Korean player. It's not going to be possible with the amount of games he plays. At 150 Grandmaster League games, that is not enough to keep your mechanics at the later stage of the game tip-top shape.
No, it is not. And unless he was playing some an awful lot of practice games in customs, which, to be honest, I don't know PredY is part of a big team that does that. So,
S-Horror, it's a decent team, but it's not like big.
Yeah.
So I don't even think they do that. So maybe we'll have to see how he does, but we'll see.
Yeah, some teams in Europe do that, some don't, and I suppose that's the problem with having lack of team houses and setups like that being in a team doesn't necessarily benefit you all that much. We'll see what he decides to pull off here. We're noticing a pylon hidden between the palm trees right there. Genius evidently likes the scenic view, and it's nicely hidden away from the usual kind of pattern. PredY's Marine was having a bit of a problem right there. He's just stumbling over himself.
The SCV, usually as you're in the Protoss base, it's like you should look for the 3rd pylon, and if it's not there, it's like he could full gate me, even with double gas. You know, it's still a possible option. So it's like, all right, well, you've either got it hidden away somewhere, or you have to have it hidden away. He's actually looking. So in terms of PredY, why would you scout up here? Like, doesn't make sense unless you're going to hide the SCV. So he may look around bases to try and find that 3rd pylon. It is a good Terran player, even in StarCraft 1, would always pylon count. So at the meantime, though, there is that factory, there's the double gas, there's the tech lab down as well, and also another barracks added on. So not quite 1-1-1, but still a bunch of aggression coming out.
Yeah, and he's going to run up against this proxy Stargate right here from Genius, and we can have a look at the gas count. He's taken both gas on one base, could be one base Void Ray, and
almost definitely, like Phoenixes don't make sense here. It has to be a Void Ray, so.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a case of why would you put it there if it were Phoenix? There's the Void Ray and there's the Chrono Boost in order to get that moving. Now the question is, will there be enough Marines on the ground to deal with that? And what kind of position will he attack from? This area, this natural, has a lot of open cliff space, which means that Void Ray harassment can be effective. You can stay out of range of Marines. You can poke in and poke out, allow the shields to recharge. And actually, this is something that you can do to punish this wall-off style here. You can take out these supply depots almost for free.
Yeah, I mean, what PredY is actually seeing now is he went in and saw a Stalker and Sentry very late, and also saw no expansion. So he's like, oh, okay, all right. He probably isn't expecting a Void Ray to come out, but he's definitely expecting some form of pressure via 3 gateway or something.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about, being able to just fire at those supply depots pretty much for free, and which is why a lot of players just don't. Oh, wow, a nice grab right there. Those Marines ain't going anywhere in a hurry. Thankfully, the supply depot actually saves them, and some damage certainly done. The Sentry was picked off. The Void Ray remains alive. PredY trying as hard as he can to defend against this, and he's got to be careful. Losing both supply depots will put him in an awkward position. He's already building one to replace that. Second one's about to go down. This tank suddenly realizes, well, I don't really have much of a purpose here. I'm just going to hang around at the back.
Yeah, he's losing so many supply depots that he's actually getting a supply block now, and this robotics facility is probably going to be used for a warp prism so that he can actually warp and use into the main base. It's most likely going to happen here, and another gateway comes down, so it's definitely going to be that very, very shortly here after the Observer. Yeah, meanwhile, he's looking in such a great shape. There's no stim, there's no combat shields, there's no tech lab on a barrack, so there's actually no effective way to get rid of this Void Ray.
No, there really, really isn't. It would have to have Genius actually make a mistake, which right now he just hasn't. I mean, losing the Sentry is perhaps the worst thing he did. I don't even know if you can call that a mistake, just perhaps a casualty of war. And Genius with a large force of Stalkers right now. He has 1 Stalker per Marine. He can go right now if he wants to just kill the tank, go and just go. It'll be fine. But he's just going to pick things off from the side, take the tank out if he can. PredY backs it off in order to repair it. That's the thing which is really doing damage. But, oh, that was a mistake. Just allowing it to get sniped off right there by the Stalkers. Another tank tries to focus that one down. The Void Ray follows it in, and this is not looking good right here for PredY at all. This has been an absolute disaster for him so far.
Yeah, and even with the robotics facility, I think that was more of a defensive measure against, well, he could have Cloak Banshee.
GG. That was not even close right there between those two. And Proxy Void Ray, a very good decision, especially not to... It's like just adding 1 into the mix. That's what made the difference. Adding 1 with a timed attack pushing forward and joining the gateway units is what made the difference. It's not like, I'm just going to build mass Void Ray. This is Bronze League. No, it's not. No, that was a very calculated move, especially bearing in mind the way that that base was set up. So many frontal buildings, so easy to hit, and a great map to do it on.
GG.
GG.
It's the conclusion of that game.
Simple as that.
I wonder what PredY's going to choose for his next map, because like I said, I don't really know how he plays at all, unfortunately. So the next map, Shakir's Plateau is pretty good. Metalopolis is so-so, though. Probably not, because it's kind of hard to fight aggression
definitely
mid-game.
not, because it would be difficult to play the same map twice, honestly. And
I'm getting that tired.
yeah, you're getting that tired, bro.
I'm getting that tired.
I understand.
I'm getting
Don't worry.
tired. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Like,
chill out. I'm sure they'll forgive you.
Massive.
I don't know what's going on, especially the keyboard, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Antigua Shipyard, possibly, but if he hasn't been playing that much recently, probably doesn't even know how to play that map correctly. I suspect Shakir's Plateau.
Yeah.
Talder Malta, maybe as well, as a decent map, but we'll see. We'll see what he decides. Yeah,
we shall. And PredY's got to be thinking after that, well, that just everything went wrong there. I couldn't have done anything worse. It was, it was kind of a build order loss, I suppose, but really allowing the proxy Stargate to go down was a mistake. The SCV was scouting in totally the wrong place, so I have to